In the summer of 1947, the small town of Roswell, New Mexico, became the epicenter of one of the most enduring and controversial conspiracy theories of all time. The Roswell Incident has sparked countless debates, books, movies, and TV shows centered around the belief that the U.S. government recovered a crashed alien spacecraft and has been covering it up ever since. Join us as we explore the origins, evidence, and theories surrounding the Roswell Incident. In the summer of 1947, the quiet desert town of Roswell, New Mexico, found itself at the center of an unprecedented event that would go on to spark one of the most enduring and controversial conspiracy theories in modern history. The story began when rancher McBrazel stumbled upon strange debris scattered across his property in early July. Brazel, who worked on the Foster Ranch, located about 30 miles north of Roswell, was initially puzzled by the unusual materials he found. The debris consisted of metallic fragments, foil-like material, and lightweight, rubber-like strips that were unlike anything Brazel had ever seen. The foil-like material was particularly peculiar, as it reportedly returned to its original shape when crumpled. Unsure of what to make of the strange find, Brazel collected some of the debris and brought it to the attention of the local authorities in Roswell. His discovery quickly set off a chain of events that would forever change the town and capture the imagination of people around the world. On July 8, 1947, the Public Information Officer at Roswell Army Airfield, RAAF, Lieutenant Walter Haut, issued a press release stating that the Army had recovered a flying disc from a ranch near Roswell. This announcement was made on the orders of Colonel William Blanchard, the commanding officer at RAAF. The press release was intended to inform the public about the recovery operation and to clarify the nature of the debris found on Brazel's ranch. The press release immediately captured the attention of the media, both locally and nationally. Newspapers across the country ran sensational headlines about the discovery of a flying disc, and the news quickly spread. The Roswell Daily Record, a local newspaper, printed the now famous headline, "RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region." The story described the debris found on Brazel's ranch and quoted military officials who confirmed the recovery of the mysterious object. The initial excitement surrounding the announcement was palpable. In the immediate aftermath of World War II, and amidst the rising tensions of the early Cold War, the idea of a flying saucer crash resonated with the public's fascination with advanced technology and the unknown. People were captivated by the possibility that the debris might be evidence of extraterrestrial visitors, a notion that was already popular in the emerging science fiction genre. However, the excitement was short-lived. Just hours after the initial press release, the Army retracted its statement and issued a new explanation. The debris, they now claimed, was not from a flying disc, but rather a weather balloon. Major Jesse Marcel, an intelligence officer at RAAF who had been involved in the initial recovery operation, was tasked with presenting the revised explanation to the media. Marcel showed pieces of the debris, including what appeared to be parts of a weather balloon and radar reflector, to reporters. This sudden change in the official story raised eyebrows and fueled suspicion. The retraction and the new explanation seemed too convenient to many, and the swift turnaround led to speculation that the military was covering up the true nature of the discovery. The public, who had been excited by the prospect of a flying saucer, was now left with more questions than answers. The explanation of a weather balloon did little to satisfy those who had seen the debris firsthand. Witnesses, including Brazel and some of the military personnel involved in the recovery, continued to describe the materials as unlike anything they had encountered before. These descriptions included reports of metal that was extremely lightweight yet strong, and foil-like materials that could not be easily torn or burned. Such accounts contradicted the mundane explanation provided by the military, adding to the growing intrigue. The incident quickly faded from the headlines, overshadowed by other events in the rapidly evolving post-war world. However, the seeds of doubt had been planted. The story of the Roswell crash would resurface decades later. driven by a new wave of interest in UFOs and extraterrestrial life. In the late 1970s, researchers and UFO enthusiasts began to revisit the events of 1947, interviewing witnesses and examining newly available documents. Books and documentaries about Roswell began to appear, bringing the incident back into the public eye. One of the most influential works was The Roswell Incident, a book published in 1980 by Charles Berlitz and William Moore. The book presented a detailed account of the crash, the recovery of alien bodies, and the subsequent cover-up by the U.S. government. It included interviews with witnesses and alleged insiders, painting a picture of a massive conspiracy to hide the truth about extraterrestrial contact. The resurgence of interest in Roswell coincided with a broader cultural fascination with UFOs and government conspiracies. Television shows, movies, and other media began to explore themes of alien encounters and secret government operations. The Roswell incident became a central element in this cultural phenomenon, symbolizing the idea that the government was hiding the truth about extraterrestrial life from the public. As interest in the Roswell incident grew, so did the number of individuals coming forward with new claims and testimonies. Some former military personnel and civilians recounted seeing strange bodies at the crash site, described as small, humanoid figures with large heads and almond-shaped eyes. These accounts added a new dimension to the story, suggesting that not only was an alien spacecraft recovered, but that its occupants were also found and hidden away. The claims of recovered alien bodies were met with both fascination and skepticism. Skeptics argued that these stories were the result of misinterpretations, faulty memories, or outright fabrications. However, for many believers, the consistency of the descriptions and the number of independent witnesses lent credibility to the idea of a cover-up. In response to the growing public interest and pressure for transparency, the U.S. government conducted several investigations into the Roswell incident. In the 1990s, the Air Force released 2 detailed reports aimed at addressing the allegations and providing a definitive explanation for the events of 1947. The first report, published in 1994, reiterated that the debris recovered near Roswell was from a top-secret project known as Project Mogul, which involved high-altitude balloons equipped with microphones to detect Soviet nuclear tests. The second report, released in 1997, addressed the claims of recovered alien bodies. It suggested that these accounts were likely based on memories of parachute test dummies used in high-altitude experiments conducted in the 1950s. The dummies, which were anthropomorphic and designed to simulate human bodies, could have been mistaken for extraterrestrial beings by witnesses who recalled seeing them years after the original events. Despite these official explanations, the Roswell incident remains a focal point for UFO enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists. The idea of a crashed alien spacecraft and a government cover-up continues to capture the imagination, fueled by a combination of eyewitness accounts, alleged insider testimonies, and the enduring mystery of the unknown. Today, Roswell has embraced its place in UFO lore, transforming from a quiet desert town into a hub for extraterrestrial enthusiasts. The town hosts annual UFO festivals, attracts tourists from around the world, and features numerous UFO-themed attractions. The legacy of the Roswell incident lives on, symbolizing the enduring fascination with the possibility of life beyond Earth and the secrets that may still be hidden. In exploring the Roswell incident, it is essential to consider both the historical context and the cultural impact of the events. The initial crash and the subsequent retraction of the flying disc announcement set the stage for decades of speculation and investigation. Whether one believes in the extraterrestrial hypothesis or accepts the official explanations, the Roswell incident remains a compelling chapter in the history of UFOs and government secrecy, inviting ongoing debate and exploration. The debris found on the Foster Ranch in Roswell, New Mexico, in 1947 is central to the Roswell incident and the various conspiracy theories that have emerged around it. The nature of this debris and the differing accounts of what it represented have fueled speculation and debate for decades. Understanding the significance of the debris requires a detailed examination of the descriptions provided by witnesses, the official explanations, and the subsequent investigations that have attempted to clarify what was discovered. When rancher Mac Brazel first came across the strange debris in early July 1947, he was perplexed by its unusual properties. Brazel described finding metallic fragments, foil-like material, and lightweight, rubber-like strips scattered across a large area. These materials were unlike anything he had encountered before, prompting him to collect samples and bring them to the attention of the local authorities in Roswell. Brazel's decision to report the debris set off a chain of events that quickly escalated. The local sheriff, George Wilcox, contacted the Roswell Army Airfield, RAAF, and Major Jesse Marcel, an intelligence officer, was dispatched to investigate. Marcel, along with a colleague, traveled to the Foster Ranch to examine the debris and gather additional samples. Upon returning to the base, Marcel reportedly described the materials as highly unusual and suggested that they might be from a flying disc or some other advanced aircraft. The initial press release issued by the RAAF on July 8, 1947, stated that a flying disc had been recovered, creating a media frenzy. Newspapers across the country picked up the story, and the notion of a crashed UFO captured the public's imagination. However, within hours, the Army retracted its statement, claiming that the debris was from a weather balloon. This abrupt shift in the official narrative only served to heighten suspicion and speculation. The retraction did little to quell the curiosity and skepticism of those who had seen the debris firsthand. Major Jesse Marcel, in particular, has become a key figure in the Roswell Incident due to his role in the initial recovery and his subsequent statements. Marcel maintained that the materials he handled were not from a weather balloon, but rather something far more extraordinary. He described the debris as being lightweight, yet incredibly strong, with some pieces resembling foil that would return to their original shape after being crumpled. Marcel also mentioned beams with strange symbols or hieroglyphics, which he believed were not of earthly origin. These descriptions were echoed by other witnesses who claimed to have seen the debris. For example, Marcel's son Jesse. Marcel Jr. later recounted handling pieces of the material as a child. He described the foil-like substance and the unusual symbols, reinforcing his father's account. These consistent descriptions from multiple sources have contributed to the belief that the debris was not simply from a conventional balloon, but something more mysterious. The official explanation provided by the military was that the debris was part of a top-secret project known as Project Mogul. This project involved high-altitude balloons equipped with microphones and radar reflectors designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests by monitoring sound waves in the upper atmosphere. The materials used in Project Mogul included metallic foil, rubber, and lightweight beams, which could plausibly match the descriptions provided by Brazel, Marcel, and others. In 1994, the U.S. Air Force published a report titled The Roswell Report, Fact versus Fiction in the New Mexico Desert, which aimed to address the lingering questions and provide a definitive explanation for the events of 1947. The report concluded that the debris was indeed from a Project Mogul balloon, and that the unusual properties described by witnesses were consistent with the materials used in these high-altitude experiments. The report included detailed descriptions of the construction and purpose of the Project Mogul balloons, as well as photographs and diagrams to support its conclusions. However, this official explanation has not been universally accepted. Many UFO researchers and enthusiasts argue that the Project Mogul explanation is a cover story designed to obscure the truth about the Roswell incident. They point to discrepancies in the timeline, the handling of the debris, and the statements of witnesses as evidence of a broader conspiracy to hide the recovery of an extraterrestrial spacecraft. One of the key points of contention is the timeline of the events. Critics argue that the rapid retraction of the initial flying disc announcement suggests a coordinated effort to suppress the true nature of the discovery. They question why the military would initially describe the debris as a flying disc, if it was merely a weather balloon, especially considering the heightened sensitivity to UFO sightings at the time. This inconsistency has led some to believe that the initial announcement was closer to the truth and that the retraction was part of a cover-up. The handling of the debris is another area of scrutiny. Major Marcel's statements about the unusual properties of the materials and his belief that they were not from a weather balloon have been cited as key evidence against the official explanation. Marcel's credibility as an experienced intelligence officer has been emphasized by those who believe his account. Additionally, the reports of symbols or hieroglyphics on some of the debris pieces are seen as indicative of advanced, possibly extraterrestrial, technology. In response to these criticisms, proponents of the Project Mogul explanation point to the classified nature of the project at the time. They argue that the secrecy surrounding Project Mogul required a plausible cover story to protect the operation's true purpose, which was to monitor Soviet nuclear tests. This need for secrecy could explain the initial confusion and the rapid retraction of the flying disc announcement. Furthermore, the descriptions of the debris provided by witnesses can be interpreted as consistent with the materials used in Project Mogul, particularly when considering the limitations of contemporary understanding of advanced materials and technology. In 1997, the Air Force released a second report titled The Roswell Report, Case Closed, which aimed to address the claims of recovered alien bodies and further solidify the Project Mogul explanation. This report suggested that the accounts of alien bodies were likely based on memories of parachute test dummies used in high-altitude experiments conducted in the 1950s. These dummies, which were anthropomorphic and designed to simulate human bodies, could have been mistaken for extraterrestrial beings by witnesses who recalled seeing them years after the original events. Despite these official reports and explanations, the belief in a government cover-up persists. The consistent descriptions of the debris as lightweight, strong, and unusual, coupled with the reports of strange symbols, continue to fuel speculation that something extraordinary happened near Roswell in 1947. The cultural impact of the Roswell Incident and the broader fascination with UFOs and extraterrestrial life have ensured that the debate remains alive. The Roswell Incident has also been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and films, each offering different perspectives and interpretations of the events. These media representations have played a significant role in shaping public perception and keeping the story in the public consciousness. Authors and filmmakers have interviewed witnesses, examined historical documents, and presented theories ranging from plausible explanations to the most fantastical scenarios. In conclusion, the debris found on the Foster Ranch in 1947 remains a central element of the Roswell Incident and the various conspiracy theories that have emerged around it. The differing accounts of the nature of the debris, the official explanations, and the subsequent investigations have all contributed to the enduring mystery and speculation. Whether one accepts the Project Mogul explanation or believes in a cover-up involving extraterrestrial technology, the Roswell Incident continues to captivate the imagination and invite debate. The legacy of the Roswell Incident serves as a reminder of the complexities of uncovering the truth in the face of conflicting accounts and the powerful allure of the unknown. The Roswell Incident's allure lies not only in the mysterious debris, but also in the extensive allegations of a government cover-up that followed. The belief that the U.S. government recovered an alien spacecraft and possibly extraterrestrial bodies has been fueled by numerous testimonies, supposed deathbed confessions, and a plethora of inconsistencies in the official narrative. The idea of a cover-up has become almost as significant as the incident itself, deeply entrenching the Roswell story in the annals of conspiracy lore. In the years following the initial incident, many individuals have come forward with claims of first-hand knowledge or involvement in the recovery and subsequent cover-up. These accounts have added layers of complexity to the story, creating a web of intrigue that has captivated researchers and enthusiasts alike. Among the most notable of these accounts are those provided by former military personnel who allegedly witnessed or participated in the recovery operation. One of the most significant figures in the Roswell narrative is Major Jesse Marcel. As the intelligence officer who first examined the debris, Marcel's accounts have been instrumental in shaping public perception of the incident. Marcel maintained that the materials he recovered were not from a weather balloon, as officially stated, but something far more extraordinary. In interviews conducted years later, Marcel described the debris as being lightweight, incredibly strong, and bearing strange symbols. His consistent assertion that the materials were not of earthly origin has been a cornerstone of the argument for a cover-up. Marcel's story gained further traction in the 1970s when researchers Stanton Friedman and William Moore began investigating the Roswell incident in greater detail. Their efforts led to the publication of The Roswell Incident in 1980, a book that reignited public interest and introduced new witness testimonies. The book included interviews with other military personnel who supported Marcel's claims, describing unusual materials and the presence of military secrecy. Another key figure is Colonel Philip Corso, who claimed to have seen and handled extraterrestrial technology recovered from the Roswell crash. In his controversial book, The Day After Roswell, Corso asserted that the U.S. government reverse-engineered alien technology, leading to significant advancements in various fields, including integrated circuits, fiber optics, and night vision equipment. Corso's allegations, though widely debated and criticized, have contributed to the belief that the government has been withholding groundbreaking technology derived from extraterrestrial sources. In addition to these high-profile accounts, numerous other individuals have come forward with claims that bolster the cover-up theory. For example, Glenn Dennis, a mortician in Roswell at the time of the incident, recounted a series of events that suggested the recovery of alien bodies. Dennis claimed that he received a call from the Roswell Army airfield asking for small, hermetically sealed coffins. He also alleged that a nurse he knew later confided in him about witnessing alien autopsies at the base. Though these accounts are anecdotal, they have been widely circulated and contribute to the narrative of a cover-up. The purported involvement of high-ranking officials and prominent institutions further complicates the story. Some conspiracy theorists believe that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, played roles in the cover-up, ensuring that information about the incident remained classified and controlling the flow of information to the public. Declassified documents and memos from these agencies, though often vague and open to interpretation, are sometimes cited as evidence of their involvement in a coordinated effort to suppress the truth. The mysterious nature of Area 51, a highly classified U.S. Air Force facility in Nevada, has also become intertwined with the Roswell incident. Many believe that debris and possibly alien bodies recovered from Roswell were transported to Area 51 for further study and reverse engineering. The secrecy surrounding Area 51, coupled with its association with experimental aircraft and advanced technology, has made it a focal point for conspiracy theories. The lack of transparency about activities at the base has only fueled speculation that it houses extraterrestrial technology and conducts research beyond public scrutiny. Official efforts to explain the Roswell incident have sometimes inadvertently fueled the cover-up narrative. The initial retraction of the flying disc announcement and the subsequent claim that the debris was from a weather balloon struck many as suspicious. This sentiment was compounded by the Air Force's 1994 and 1997 reports, which provided the Project Mogul explanation and addressed claims of recovered alien bodies. While these reports aimed to offer clarity, their timing and detailed nature were seen by some as further attempts to obscure the truth. The 1994 report, titled The Roswell Report, Fact vs. Fiction in the New Mexico Desert, concluded that the debris recovered near Roswell was from a Project Mogul balloon. The report detailed the construction and purpose of the Project Mogul balloons, which used metallic foil, rubber, and lightweight beams, materials that matched the descriptions provided by witnesses. However, skeptics argued that the Project Mogul explanation was too convenient, and that the report's release, decades after the incident, was part of a continued effort to mislead the public. The 1997 report, the Roswell Report, case closed, addressed the claims of recovered alien bodies. It suggested that the accounts of alien bodies were likely based on memories of parachute test dummies used in high-altitude experiments conducted in the 1950s. These dummies, which were anthropomorphic and designed to simulate human bodies, could have been mistaken for extraterrestrial beings by witnesses recalling events years later. Despite these explanations, many remained unconvinced, viewing the reports as part of a broader disinformation campaign. The secrecy surrounding Project Mogul itself has also contributed to the cover-up narrative. At the time of the Roswell Incident, Project Mogul was a classified operation aimed at detecting Soviet nuclear tests using high-altitude balloons equipped with microphones and radar reflectors. The need for secrecy around the project's true purpose may have led to the initial confusion and the decision to provide a cover story. However, the classification and later declassification of Project Mogul have been interpreted by some as indicative of a pattern of concealment. Beyond the direct witnesses and official explanations, the cultural context of the late 1940s and early Cold War era plays a significant role in the cover-up allegations. The period was marked by heightened tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union, leading to an atmosphere of suspicion and secrecy. This environment, combined with the burgeoning interest in UFOs and extraterrestrial life, created fertile ground for conspiracy theories. The government's cautious handling of sensitive information, driven by national security concerns, often appeared opaque and untrustworthy to the public. The Roswell incident also reflects broader themes of distrust in government and authority. Throughout the 20th century, various events eroded public confidence in official narratives, from the Watergate scandal to revelations about unethical experiments such as the Tuskegee syphilis study. These historical precedents have contributed to a general skepticism about government transparency and honesty, making it easier for conspiracy theories to gain traction. The Roswell cover-up allegations resonate with these broader sentiments, tapping into a deep-seated mistrust of institutional power. In recent years, the Roswell incident has continued to be a subject of fascination and investigation. Television shows, documentaries, and books regularly revisit the events, often presenting new interviews and re-examining old evidence. The incident has become a cornerstone of UFO lore, symbolizing the enduring mystery and the possibility of hidden truths. Researchers and enthusiasts remain divided, with some seeking to uncover definitive proof of extraterrestrial involvement and others defending the official explanations. The rise of the internet and social media has further amplified the Roswell narrative. Online forums and communities dedicated to UFO research and conspiracy theories provide platforms for sharing information, discussing new developments, and challenging official accounts. The democratization of information through digital media has allowed for greater scrutiny of the Roswell incident, but it has also facilitated the spread of misinformation and unfounded claims. The resulting cacophony of voices and perspectives makes it challenging to discern fact from fiction, ensuring that the debate over Roswell remains lively and contentious. In conclusion, the allegations of a cover-up are a central component of the Roswell incident and have significantly shaped its legacy. The testimonies of witnesses, the official explanations, and the cultural and historical context have all contributed to the enduring belief that the U.S. government recovered a crashed alien spacecraft and has been hiding the truth ever since. Whether one accepts the Project Mogul explanation or subscribes to the cover-up theory, the Roswell incident continues to captivate the imagination and provoke debate. The story of Roswell is not just about the possibility of extraterrestrial life, but also about the complexities of uncovering the truth in a world where secrecy and suspicion often intersect. The Roswell incident has been the subject of numerous investigations, both official and unofficial, aimed at uncovering the truth behind the 1947 event. These investigations have varied in scope and methodology, ranging from government inquiries to independent research conducted by UFO enthusiasts and scholars. Each investigation has contributed to the ongoing debate, providing new evidence, interpretations, and controversies. In this chapter, we will explore the key investigations that have sought to unravel the mystery of Roswell, highlighting their findings and the impact they have had on the public's understanding of the incident. The first significant investigation into the Roswell Incident was conducted by the U.S. Army Air Force, USAAF, in the immediate aftermath of the reported crash. This initial inquiry was led by Major Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer who was dispatched to the Foster Ranch to examine the debris. Marcel's preliminary assessment that the materials were unusual and possibly from a flying disc prompted the infamous press release on July 8, 1947, which announced the recovery of a flying saucer. However, within hours, the USAF retracted this statement and declared that the debris was from a weather balloon. This swift change in the official narrative laid the groundwork for future suspicions of a cover-up. In the decades following the incident, interest in Roswell waned until the late 1970s, when UFO researcher Stanton Friedman reignited public fascination with the case. Friedman's interviews with Major Marcel in 1978 were pivotal, as Marcel reiterated his belief that the debris he recovered was not from a weather balloon, but from something extraordinary. This rekindled interest led to a series of books, documentaries, and independent investigations that sought to uncover the truth behind Marcel's claims. One of the most influential investigations was conducted by authors Charles Berlitz and William Moore, who published The Roswell Incident in 1980. Their book presented a detailed account of the crash, the recovery operation, and the alleged cover-up. Berlitz and Moore's investigation included interviews with numerous witnesses, including rancher Mac Brazel, who discovered the debris, and several former military personnel. The authors argued that the materials recovered were not from a weather balloon, but from an extraterrestrial spacecraft, and they suggested that alien bodies had been recovered and taken to military facilities for study. Berlitz and Moore's book was instrumental in shaping the modern narrative of the Roswell incident, introducing many elements that have become central to the conspiracy theory. Their investigation also highlighted several inconsistencies in the official explanations, such as the sudden retraction of the flying saucer announcement and the handling of the debris by the military. These discrepancies fueled further speculation and prompted additional investigations by other researchers and organizations. In response to the growing public interest and pressure for transparency, the U.S. government conducted several official investigations into the Roswell incident. In 1994, the U.S. Air Force released a comprehensive report titled The Roswell Report: Fact versus Fiction in the New Mexico Desert. This report aimed to address the allegations of a cover-up and provide a definitive explanation for the events of 1947. The 1994 report concluded that the debris recovered near Roswell was from a top-secret project known as Project Mogul. Project Mogul involved high-altitude balloons equipped with microphones and radar reflectors designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests by monitoring sound waves in the upper atmosphere. The materials used in Project Mogul, including metallic foil, rubber, and lightweight beams, matched the descriptions provided by witnesses such as Marcel and Brazel. The report provided detailed descriptions of the construction and purpose of the Project Mogul balloons, as well as photographs and diagrams to support its conclusions. While the 1994 report aimed to put the Roswell incident to rest, it also acknowledged that the secrecy surrounding Project Mogul may have contributed to the initial confusion and subsequent conspiracy theories. The report's authors noted that the need to protect the classified nature of the project likely influenced the military's decision to provide a cover story, which in turn fueled suspicions of a broader cover-up. Despite the Air Force's efforts to provide a conclusive explanation, the 1994 report did not address all aspects of the Roswell incident, particularly the claims of recovered alien bodies. To address these allegations, the Air Force released a second report in 1997 titled The Roswell Report: Case Closed. This report focused on the accounts of alien bodies and sought to explain them in a way consistent with known military activities. The 1997 report suggested that the claims of recovered alien bodies were likely based on memories of parachute test dummies used in high-altitude experiments conducted in the 1950s. These dummies, which were anthropomorphic and designed to simulate human bodies, were dropped from aircraft to test parachute systems and survival equipment. The report argued that witnesses who recalled seeing strange bodies could have been confusing these dummies with extraterrestrial beings, especially when recalling events years after they occurred. The report included photographs of the dummies and descriptions of the tests to support this explanation. The release of the 1994 and 1997 reports marked significant efforts by the U.S. government to address the Roswell incident and provide transparency. However, these official explanations have not been universally accepted. Many UFO researchers and enthusiasts remain skeptical, arguing that the reports were part of a continued effort to obscure the truth. They point to perceived inconsistencies in the reports, the timing of their release, and the lack of new physical evidence as reasons to doubt the official narrative. Independent investigations have continued to play a crucial role in the Roswell story. Researchers such as Stanton Friedman, Kevin Randle, and Don Schmidt have conducted extensive interviews with witnesses, examined historical documents, and analyzed the available evidence. Their investigations have sought to uncover new information and challenge the official explanations. Kevin Randle and Don Schmidt, in particular, have been prominent figures in the ongoing investigation of Roswell. Their book, UFO Crash at Roswell, published in 1991, provided a detailed account of their research and included interviews with new witnesses who had not previously come forward. Randle and Schmidt argued that the Project Mogul explanation was insufficient and that the evidence pointed to a cover-up involving extraterrestrial technology. Their investigation also highlighted discrepancies in the testimonies of military personnel and the handling of the debris. One of the most controversial aspects of the Roswell incident is the alleged recovery of alien bodies. Numerous witnesses have come forward over the years with claims of seeing strange bodies at the crash site or at military facilities. These accounts vary in detail but often describe small humanoid figures with large heads and almond-shaped eyes. Some witnesses, such as Glenn Dennis, a local mortician, have provided detailed descriptions of their interactions with military personnel and the handling of the bodies. The accounts of alien bodies have been met with both fascination and skepticism. Skeptics argue that these stories are the result of misinterpretations, faulty memories, or fabrications. They point to the 1997 Air Force report's explanation involving test dummies as a plausible alternative. However, the consistency of the descriptions and the number of independent witnesses have led many to believe that there is more to the story. In addition to the investigations conducted by UFO researchers and the U.S. government, other organizations have also sought to uncover the truth about Roswell. The Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, one of the largest and most respected UFO research organizations, has conducted its own investigations and published reports on the incident. MUFON's research has focused on gathering and analyzing witness testimonies, as well as examining the broader context of UFO sightings and government secrecy. The role of the media in investigating and shaping the narrative of the Roswell incident cannot be overlooked. Television shows, documentaries, and news programs have played a significant role in bringing the story to a wider audience and keeping it in the public consciousness. Programs such as Unsolved Mysteries, The X-Files, and various History Channel documentaries have explored the Roswell incident, often presenting new evidence or re-examining old information. The media's portrayal of Roswell has been instrumental in popularizing the incident and contributing to its enduring legacy. These programs often highlight the discrepancies in the official explanations, the testimonies of witnesses, and the broader context of government secrecy and UFO sightings. While some media portrayals have been criticized for sensationalism, they have also played a crucial role in keeping the debate alive and encouraging further investigation. The rise of the internet and digital media has further transformed the investigation of the Roswell incident. Online forums, social media platforms, and websites dedicated to UFO research have provided new avenues for sharing information, discussing theories, and organizing investigations. The democratization of information through digital media has allowed for greater scrutiny of the Roswell incident and facilitated collaboration among researchers and enthusiasts worldwide. In conclusion, the investigations into the Roswell incident have been extensive and multifaceted, involving official government inquiries, independent research by UFO enthusiasts, and media explorations. Each investigation has contributed to the ongoing debate, providing new evidence, interpretations, and controversies. The efforts to uncover the truth about Roswell have highlighted the complexities of the incident and the challenges of reconciling conflicting accounts and explanations. Whether one accepts the official reports or believes in a cover-up involving extraterrestrial technology, the Roswell incident remains a captivating and enduring mystery. The investigations into Roswell reflect broader themes of government secrecy, the search for truth, and the fascination with the unknown, ensuring that the story will continue to captivate and provoke debate for years to come. The Roswell incident's legacy extends far beyond the specifics of the alleged crash and cover-up. It has profoundly impacted popular culture, media, and public consciousness, contributing to a lasting fascination with UFOs and extraterrestrial life. The story of Roswell has been retold and reinterpreted across various media, influencing how people perceive the possibility of life beyond Earth and the trustworthiness of government institutions. This chapter delves into the cultural and media impact of the Roswell incident, examining its influence on movies, television, literature, and public perceptions. The Roswell incident quickly became a cornerstone of UFO lore and has had a significant presence in popular culture since the late 1940s. Its influence is most prominently seen in the realm of movies and television, where the narrative of a crashed alien spacecraft and a government cover-up has inspired countless stories and characters. The science fiction genre, in particular, has embraced the themes and elements introduced by the Roswell incident, using them to explore broader questions about human existence, technology, and the unknown. One of the earliest and most iconic representations of the Roswell incident in popular culture is the 1951 film, The Day the Earth Stood Still. Although not directly about Roswell, the film reflects the era's anxieties about extraterrestrial encounters and government responses to such events. The movie tells the story of an alien visitor who comes to Earth with a message of peace, but is met with suspicion and hostility. This narrative echoes the themes of secrecy and mistrust that are central to the Roswell story. The 1970s and 1980s saw a resurgence of interest in UFOs and extraterrestrial life, partly due to the renewed public fascination with the Roswell incident. This period produced several influential works that drew on the Roswell narrative. For example, Steven Spielberg's 1977 film, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, features government secrecy and alien encounters as central themes. While the movie does not explicitly reference Roswell, its portrayal of a government cover-up and clandestine meetings with extraterrestrials resonated with audiences familiar with the Roswell story. The 1990s marked a significant period for the cultural impact of the Roswell incident, with the release of numerous films and television shows that directly referenced or were inspired by the events of 1947. One of the most notable examples is the television series The X-Files, which premiered in 1993. The show follows FBI agents Fox Mulder and Dana Scully as they investigate paranormal phenomena, including UFO sightings and government conspiracies. The Roswell incident is frequently referenced in the series, and its themes of secrecy, cover-ups, and the search for truth are central to the show's narrative. The X-Files played a crucial role in popularizing the idea of government involvement in UFO phenomena and solidified Roswell's place in the cultural imagination. In 1994, the television movie Roswell aired, dramatizing the events of the Roswell incident and exploring the possibility of an extraterrestrial spacecraft crash. The film, based on the book UFO Crash at Roswell by Kevin Randle and Don Schmidt brought the story to a wider audience and reinforced the narrative of a government cover-up. The movie's depiction of military secrecy and the recovery of alien bodies captured the public's imagination and contributed to the growing interest in UFOs and extraterrestrial life. The Roswell Incident also significantly impacted the literary world, inspiring numerous books that explore various aspects of the story and its implications. One of the most influential books is The Roswell Incident by Charles Berlitz and William Moore, published in 1980. This book presented a detailed account of the events and argued that the debris recovered was from an extraterrestrial spacecraft. It played a pivotal role in reigniting public interest in Roswell and introduced many elements that have become central to the conspiracy theory. Subsequent books, such as UFO Crash at Roswell by Kevin Randle and Don Schmidt and The Day After Roswell by Philip Corso, have built on the foundation laid by Berlitz and Moore, offering new evidence, witness testimonies, and interpretations. These works have contributed to the ongoing debate about the incident and have helped to keep the story in the public consciousness. In addition to its influence on movies, television, and literature, the Roswell Incident has also inspired various forms of art and music. Artists have used the imagery and themes associated with Roswell to create works that explore the mystery and intrigue of the event. The visual symbolism of flying saucers, alien beings, and secret government installations has become iconic, appearing in everything from paintings and sculptures to album covers and merchandise. Musicians have also drawn inspiration from Roswell, incorporating references to the incident into their songs and performances. Bands such as the Pixies, the Byrds, and Blondie have all released songs that mention Roswell or explore themes related to UFOs and extraterrestrial encounters. These musical tributes reflect the broader cultural fascination with the incident and its impact on the collective imagination. The Roswell Incident's influence extends beyond entertainment and the arts, shaping public perceptions of government transparency and the possibility of extraterrestrial life. The narrative of a government cover-up has resonated with those who are skeptical of official explanations and distrustful of authority. This skepticism has been fueled by historical precedents of government secrecy and deception, such as the Watergate scandal, the Iran-Contra affair, and revelations about unethical experiments like the Tuskegee syphilis study. The idea that the government might be hiding evidence of extraterrestrial life has tapped into broader cultural themes of mistrust and the search for hidden truths. This sentiment is reflected in the popularity of conspiracy theories more generally, as people seek to understand complex and often frightening events in terms that provide a sense of order and control. The Roswell Incident, with its tantalizing mix of mystery, secrecy, and the possibility of contact with otherworldly beings, offers a compelling narrative that speaks to these deeper concerns. The town of Roswell itself has embraced its place in UFO lore, transforming from a quiet desert community into a hub for extraterrestrial enthusiasts and tourists. The annual Roswell UFO Festival, which began in the 1990s, attracts visitors from around the world who come to celebrate and explore the mysteries of the incident. The festival features lectures, panel discussions, exhibits, and entertainment, all centered around the themes of UFOs and extraterrestrial life. Local businesses have also capitalized on Roswell's reputation with UFO-themed attractions, museums, and merchandise. The International UFO Museum and Research Center, located in Roswell, serves as a focal point for visitors and researchers interested in the incident. The museum houses a collection of artifacts, documents, and exhibits related to the Roswell Incident and other UFO sightings, providing a space for education and exploration. The cultural impact of the Roswell Incident extends to academia, where scholars have studied the event from various disciplinary perspectives. Historians, sociologists, and cultural theorists have examined the Roswell Incident as a case study in myth-making, government secrecy, and the construction of collective memory. These academic inquiries have helped to contextualize the incident within broader cultural and historical frameworks, shedding light on why the story continues to resonate. For example, scholars have explored how the Roswell incident reflects Cold War anxieties and the fascination with advanced technology. The late 1940s and early 1950s were a time of rapid technological advancement and geopolitical tension, with the United States and the Soviet Union engaged in an arms race and a struggle for global dominance. The idea of a crashed alien spacecraft, with its implications of superior technology and potential threats, tapped into these cultural fears and aspirations. Similarly, the Roswell incident has been analyzed as a reflection of post-World War II shifts in public attitudes toward government and authority. The war had demonstrated the capacity for technological innovation and government coordination, but it had also revealed the potential for secrecy, deception, and ethical breaches. The narrative of a government cover-up of an alien spacecraft crash resonated with a growing sense of skepticism and distrust, particularly as subsequent historical events reinforced these concerns. The Roswell incident also intersects with broader themes of identity and the search for meaning in an increasingly complex world. The idea of extraterrestrial life challenges conventional understandings of humanity's place in the universe and invites speculation about our origins, destiny, and potential connections with other forms of life. The Roswell story, with its hints of hidden knowledge and contact with the unknown, speaks to these existential questions and offers a framework for exploring them. In conclusion, the cultural and media impact of the Roswell incident is vast and multifaceted, extending beyond the specifics of the 1947 event to influence movies, television, literature, art, music, public perceptions, and academic inquiry. The story of Roswell has become a cultural touchstone, reflecting broader themes of mistrust, the search for hidden truths, and the fascination with the possibility of extraterrestrial life. Whether one views the incident as a genuine government cover-up or a compelling myth, its legacy continues to captivate and provoke thought, ensuring that the story of Roswell remains a vibrant part of our collective imagination. The scientific and forensic analysis of the Roswell incident has been extensive, involving various fields such as physics, aeronautics, and pathology to assess the claims of extraterrestrial involvement and to evaluate the materials and testimonies associated with the event. The goal of these analyses has been to determine the credibility of the different accounts and to provide a clearer understanding of what occurred in Roswell, New Mexico, in 1947. One of the primary aspects of scientific investigation into the Roswell incident has been the examination of the debris recovered from the Foster Ranch. The materials found by rancher Mac Brazel, which included metallic fragments, foil-like substances, and lightweight beams, have been scrutinized to determine their origin and composition. Major Jesse Marcel, who initially handled the debris, described it as having unusual properties, such as being lightweight yet incredibly strong, and bearing strange symbols that resembled hieroglyphics. To evaluate these claims, materials scientists have conducted various tests and analyses on the purported Roswell debris. Some of the material reportedly found at the site was examined using spectroscopy, X-ray diffraction, and electron microscopy to identify its composition and structural characteristics. These analyses aim to determine whether the materials were consistent with known terrestrial substances or if they exhibited properties that could suggest an extraterrestrial origin. One significant finding from these analyses was that many of the materials were consistent with those used in high-altitude balloons and radar reflectors, such as those employed in Project Mogul. The metallic foil, for example, was identified as a type of metallized plastic known as mylar, which was commonly used in radar targets and balloon projects during the 1940s. The lightweight beams with strange symbols were found to be consistent with balsa wood or similar materials, often used in conjunction with reflective foil to create radar targets. These findings supported the official explanation that the debris recovered from the Foster Ranch was part of a Project Mogul balloon. However, Proponents of the extraterrestrial hypothesis argue that these explanations do not account for all the reported properties of the materials, such as their purported ability to return to their original shape after being crumpled. This property, known as shape memory, has been a point of contention, with skeptics arguing that witnesses may have misinterpreted or exaggerated their observations. In addition to the analysis of the physical debris, scientific investigations have also focused on the alleged alien bodies reported by some witnesses. These claims, which describe small humanoid figures with large heads and almond-shaped eyes, have been a central element of the Roswell conspiracy theory. To evaluate these accounts, forensic pathologists and anthropologists have examined the descriptions and compared them to known human and animal anatomical features. The 1997 U.S. Air Force report, which addressed the claims of recovered alien bodies, suggested that the witnesses may have been recalling memories of anthropomorphic test dummies used in high-altitude parachute experiments conducted in the 1950s. These dummies, designed to simulate human bodies, were used to test ejection and survival equipment for pilots. The report included photographs and descriptions of these dummies, which bore some resemblance to the descriptions of the alleged alien bodies. Forensic analysis of the available evidence has supported this explanation, showing that the test dummies were made of materials that could withstand high-altitude conditions and were often equipped with instruments to measure impact forces and other variables. The dummies' appearance, with their featureless faces and human-like proportions, could easily be mistaken for extraterrestrial beings by those who saw them under unusual circumstances or who recalled the events years later. Pathologists have also considered the possibility that the reported alien bodies could be misidentifications of human remains, such as those of military personnel involved in the recovery operation. However, no credible evidence has been found to support the existence of extraterrestrial bodies, and the descriptions provided by witnesses have been inconsistent and often contradictory. Another aspect of scientific investigation into the Roswell incident involves the analysis of environmental and meteorological data from the time of the alleged crash. Researchers have examined weather reports, atmospheric conditions, and balloon flight paths to determine whether a Project Mogul balloon could have landed in the area where the debris was found. The data indicate that the trajectory and timing of Project Mogul flights were consistent with the location and discovery of the debris on the Foster Ranch. Meteorologists have also considered the effects of atmospheric phenomena, such as lightning and thunderstorms, on the reported sightings of unusual objects in the sky. These natural occurrences can create visual effects that might be interpreted as UFOs, especially in an era when the public was less familiar with the capabilities and appearance of advanced aircraft and balloon technology. The role of radar and other tracking technologies in the investigation has been significant as well. Project Mogul balloons were equipped with radar reflectors to allow for tracking and recovery. The analysis of radar logs and flight records from 1947 has provided additional evidence supporting the conclusion that the debris was part of a high-altitude balloon project. The radar data correlate with the reported timing and location of the debris discovery, further substantiating the Project Mogul explanation. Despite the substantial body of scientific and forensic evidence supporting the official narrative, the Roswell incident continues to be a subject of debate and speculation. Proponents of the extraterrestrial hypothesis argue that the scientific analyses have not fully addressed all the anomalies and witness testimonies. They point to perceived inconsistencies in the official reports, the handling of the debris by the military, and the alleged efforts to silence or discredit witnesses. One of the challenges in resolving the Roswell mystery is the quality and reliability of the evidence. Much of the original debris has been lost or destroyed, and the testimonies of witnesses have often been secondhand or obtained years after the event. The passage of time and the influence of popular culture on memory can lead to distortions and embellishments, making it difficult to separate fact from fiction. Moreover, the classification and declassification of documents related to the Roswell incident and Project Mogul have added to the complexity of the investigation. Researchers have had to navigate a maze of government records, some of which have been heavily redacted or released in incomplete form. The need for transparency and access to unredacted documents remains a point of contention among those seeking to uncover the truth. In recent years, advances in technology and forensic science have opened new avenues for investigation. Techniques such as digital image analysis, forensic linguistics, and DNA testing offer the potential to re-examine old evidence and uncover new insights. For example, high-resolution scans of photographs and documents related to the incident can provide more detailed information about the debris and the recovery operation. Forensic linguistics can analyze the language used in witness testimonies and official reports to identify patterns and inconsistencies. DNA testing, while more speculative, could potentially be used to analyze any biological material associated with the incident, such as hair, skin cells, or tissue samples. If such material were found and tested, it could provide definitive evidence about the nature of the bodies reported by witnesses. However, the likelihood of finding and preserving such samples after more than 7 decades is low. The Roswell incident also serves as a case study in the broader context of scientific skepticism and the evaluation of extraordinary claims. The principles of scientific inquiry, which emphasize evidence, reproducibility, and peer review, are essential tools in assessing the validity of the various theories surrounding the incident. Skeptics argue that the burden of proof lies with those making extraordinary claims, and that the evidence for extraterrestrial involvement in Roswell does not meet the rigorous standards required by the scientific community. The scientific and forensic analysis of the Roswell incident underscores the importance of critical thinking and the need for robust methodologies in investigating unexplained phenomena. While the allure of a crashed alien spacecraft and a government cover-up is compelling, the available evidence supports the conclusion that the debris was part of a classified military project. The ongoing debate highlights the challenges in resolving historical mysteries and the role of science in seeking the truth. In conclusion, the scientific and forensic analysis of the Roswell incident has been extensive and multifaceted, involving the examination of physical debris, environmental data, radar records, and witness testimonies. The findings have largely supported the official explanation that the debris was from a Project Mogul balloon, although proponents of the extraterrestrial hypothesis continue to question this narrative. The Roswell incident remains a compelling case study in the application of scientific principles to investigate and understand complex events, reflecting the broader themes of skepticism, inquiry, and the search for truth. As technology and methodologies continue to advance, future investigations may provide further clarity, but the mystery and intrigue of Roswell are likely to endure in the public imagination. The legacy of the Roswell incident extends far beyond the immediate events of 1947, deeply embedding itself in the fabric of American culture and consciousness. It has become a symbol of the search for truth, the limits of governmental transparency, and the enduring fascination with the possibility of extraterrestrial life. The Roswell incident's impact can be observed across multiple dimensions, including its influence on government policy, its role in shaping public attitudes toward UFOs, and its enduring presence in popular culture and media. One of the most significant aspects of Roswell's legacy is its impact on government policy and the handling of UFO phenomena. In the years following the incident, the U.S. government initiated several programs and investigations to study and address reports of unidentified flying objects. The most notable of these efforts was Project Blue Book, which operated from 1952 to 1969. Project Blue Book was tasked with scientifically analyzing UFO reports and determining whether they posed any threat to national security. While Project Blue Book investigated thousands of UFO sightings, it concluded that the vast majority could be explained by conventional phenomena such as weather balloons, aircraft, and natural atmospheric effects. However, a small percentage of cases remained unexplained, fueling public curiosity and skepticism about the government's transparency. The closure of Project Blue Book did not end governmental interest in UFOs, as classified investigations continued under different programs, often shrouded in secrecy. In recent years, there has been a resurgence of governmental interest in UFOs, partly inspired by the legacy of Roswell. In 2020, the Pentagon officially established the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, UAP, task force to investigate and analyze sightings of UAPs, particularly by military personnel. This initiative aimed to bring a more systematic and transparent approach to the study of UFOs, acknowledging the need for greater openness and scientific rigor. The 2021 release of a preliminary report by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, marked a significant moment in this renewed effort. The report examined 144 UAP sightings reported by military aviators and concluded that most remained unexplained. While the report did not confirm the existence of extraterrestrial life, it highlighted the need for continued investigation and improved data collection. This renewed governmental focus on UAPs can be seen as part of Roswell's enduring legacy, demonstrating the ongoing relevance of the questions it raised about unidentified aerial phenomena and the limits of human knowledge. The Roswell Incident has also played a crucial role in shaping public attitudes toward UFOs and extraterrestrial life. Surveys and polls consistently show that a significant portion of the American public believes in the possibility of extraterrestrial visitation and that the government is withholding information about UFOs. This widespread belief is partly attributable to the cultural impact of Roswell, which has become emblematic of the perceived gap between official narratives and public perceptions. The incident has contributed to a broader cultural skepticism toward government and authority, reinforcing the idea that the truth is often hidden from the public. This skepticism is not limited to UFOs, but extends to various areas where people feel that official explanations are inadequate or deceptive. The Roswell Incident has thus become a touchstone for broader debates about government transparency, accountability, and the public's right to know. The influence of the Roswell Incident is perhaps most vividly seen in its impact on popular culture and media. The narrative of a crashed alien spacecraft and a government cover-up has been a rich source of inspiration for countless movies, television shows, books, and other forms of entertainment. This cultural production has not only kept the Roswell story alive, but has also shaped how people think about UFOs and extraterrestrial life. In the realm of cinema, the themes of Roswell have been explored in numerous films that depict encounters with extraterrestrial beings and the ensuing governmental secrecy. Movies like Independence Day, 1996, and Men in Black, 1997, have drawn on the Roswell narrative to create compelling stories that blend science fiction with elements of conspiracy and intrigue. These films have been enormously popular, reaching global audiences and further entrenching the imagery and themes associated with Roswell in the public imagination. Television has been equally influential in perpetuating the legacy of Roswell. Shows like The X-Files, which ran from 1993 to 2002, and was revived for additional seasons, have woven the Roswell Incident into their storylines, presenting it as a pivotal moment in the ongoing quest to uncover hidden truths about extraterrestrial life. The show's protagonists, FBI agents Fox Mulder and Dana Scully, became cultural icons representing the duality of belief and skepticism, mirroring the public's divided views on UFOs and government secrecy. Literature has also played a vital role in exploring and expanding the Roswell narrative. Books such as The Roswell Incident by Charles Berlitz and William Moore, UFO Crash at Roswell by Kevin Raynal and Don Schmidt, and The Day After Roswell by Philip Corso have delved into the details of the incident, offering various interpretations and evidence to support their claims. These books have contributed to the scholarly and popular discourse on Roswell, providing readers with detailed analysis and compelling narratives that challenge official accounts. The influence of Roswell extends to visual arts and music as well. Artists have used the imagery of flying saucers, alien beings, and secret government facilities to create works that capture the mystery and intrigue of the incident. These visual representations have become iconic, appearing in everything from gallery exhibitions to street art. Musicians have also drawn inspiration from Roswell, incorporating references to the incident into their lyrics and performances. Bands such as The Byrds, Blondie, and the Pixies have all released songs that explore themes related to UFOs and extraterrestrial encounters, reflecting the broader cultural fascination with the unknown. The town of Roswell itself has become a living monument to the incident, attracting tourists and enthusiasts from around the world. The annual Roswell UFO Festival, which began in the 1990s, has become a major event featuring lectures, panel discussions, exhibits, and entertainment centered around UFOs and extraterrestrial life. The festival provides a platform for researchers, witnesses, and the public to come together and explore the mysteries of the Roswell incident, fostering a sense of community and shared curiosity. Local businesses have capitalized on Roswell's reputation, offering UFO-themed attractions, merchandise, and tours. The International UFO Museum and Research Center, located in Roswell, serves as a focal point for visitors and researchers interested in the incident. The museum houses a collection of artifacts, documents, and exhibits related to the Roswell incident and other UFO sightings, providing a space for education and exploration. This transformation of Roswell from a quiet desert town to a hub of extraterrestrial tourism is a testament to the enduring appeal of the incident and its place in popular culture. Academically, the Roswell incident has been the subject of study and analysis from various disciplinary perspectives, including history, sociology, cultural studies, and media studies. Scholars have examined the incident as a case study in myth-making, government secrecy, and the construction of collective memory. These academic inquiries have provided valuable insights into why the story continues to resonate and how it reflects broader cultural and historical trends. For example, historians have contextualized the Roswell incident within the Cold War era, highlighting how the fear of Soviet espionage and the fascination with advanced technology influenced public perceptions of UFOs. Sociologists have explored how the incident reflects societal anxieties about government transparency and the quest for hidden knowledge. Cultural theorists have analyzed how the Roswell narrative has been constructed and perpetuated through media representations, creating a mythology that transcends the specific details of the event. The Roswell incident has also intersected with broader themes of identity and the search for meaning in an increasingly complex world. The idea of extraterrestrial life challenges conventional understandings of humanity's place in the universe and invites speculation about our origins, destiny, and potential connections with other forms of life. The Roswell story, with its hints of hidden knowledge and contact with the unknown, speaks to these existential questions and offers a framework for exploring them. In recent years, the rise of the internet and social media has further amplified the legacy of the Roswell incident. Online forums, social media platforms, and websites dedicated to UFO research have provided new avenues for sharing information, discussing theories, and organizing investigations. The democratization of information through digital media has allowed for greater scrutiny of the Roswell incident and facilitated collaboration among researchers and enthusiasts worldwide. Digital platforms have also enabled the creation and dissemination of new content related to Roswell, including videos, podcasts, and interactive media. These formats offer innovative ways to engage with the story, allowing users to explore the incident from multiple perspectives and participate in ongoing discussions. The digital age has thus ensured that the legacy of Roswell remains dynamic and evolving, reaching new audiences and inspiring fresh inquiries. The Roswell incident's enduring legacy is a testament to its complexity and the profound questions it raises about truth, knowledge, and the unknown. Whether one views the incident as a genuine extraterrestrial event, a case of mistaken identity, or a compelling myth, its impact on culture, media, and public consciousness is undeniable. The story of Roswell continues to captivate and provoke thought, reflecting the human desire to explore the mysteries of the universe and uncover the hidden truths that shape our understanding of the world. In conclusion, the legacy of the Roswell incident is multifaceted and far-reaching, encompassing government policy, public attitudes, popular culture, and academic inquiry. It has become a symbol of the search for truth and the limits of governmental transparency, influencing how people think about UFOs, extraterrestrial life, and the broader mysteries of existence. The Roswell Incident's impact on movies, television, literature, art, and music has ensured that its narrative remains vibrant and relevant, inspiring new generations to question, explore, and seek understanding. As technology and media continue to evolve, the legacy of Roswell is likely to endure, adapting to new contexts and continuing to captivate the imagination of people around the world. The Roswell Incident remains one of the most enduring and compelling stories of our time. It challenges us to question what we know and to keep an open mind about the mysteries of the universe. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Keep searching for the truth, and remember, the truth is out there.